Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your January 2021 reading. It's my pleasure to read for you. As you guys know, these readings are timeless and signless, so you don't actually have to have Gemini in your chart at all, and you can access this video at any time that you'd like. If you'd like a personal reading with me, you can reach out by finding my Etsy link on whichever platform that you're on. And just please be advised that right now the average wait is about 2 weeks for the readings to be completed. And yeah, but you'll be in great hands if you do decide to order, and bada bing, bada boom. Anything else? Okay, let's jump right in. So, Gemini, welcome to your reading for mid-January. That's nice. I'm seeing the ease card, but I'm getting some energies from Halloween. Okay, so for some of you, something that you may have done, some kind of contract that you may have entered with somebody. And when I say contract, I don't necessarily mean like a business contract. Of course, it could be like a business or home or some type of legally binding contract, but I mean some type of soul contract that you may have activated at that time is still in effect. And when I say that, I mean could be something as simple as, oh, you met somebody new around Halloween and the energies are still in your field, okay? That's what I'm getting. So Spirit is asking you to designate some time, a little bit of time every day to distance yourself from whoever or whatever this contract is, whether it's a person. Again, it could be a legally binding contract, but to be honest, I really feel that it is referring to some type of connection that arose around Halloween. And so I think it's pretty important, whatever these two cards are. Yeah, I think it's pretty important for you to recognize that it's time to go, is what I'm hearing. So this is you needing to distance yourself a little bit, and the reason why is it's time for you to access a portal. A lot of people right now are accessing portals. In other words, they're having their paradigm shifts, they're upgrading a lot of times. But in your case, it's not only about upgrading, but it's also being sucked out of this energy or the sphere that you've been in. I see that it doesn't seem like it was going so well. Whatever this is, it's an energetic atmosphere or environment that you were in. Now, it could be because you're around a certain person, is what I'm getting, but for whatever reason, or it could be an attachment that you may have had, energetic attachment. An attachment is just simply, in the most simple and broad terms, when you have an energy that attaches itself to you, okay? And we'll just leave it that way. I mean, leave it at that for the sake of this reading. It's very simple. But that being said, I do see that you were protected during the whole time, and we see you there in this cute little bubble right there. But you've been, and you're still encouraged every day to take some action steps that lead you to being distanced from that, a little bit more and more and more, and then boop, you head right through your paradigm shift. And look, what's going to happen is you're going to have a little bit of a bubble bursting moment. So this is you and this is you here, but here the bubble is going to burst just before you enter. Actually, after, it could be after you have this paradigm shift. This bubble bursting, what that pretty much is going to be letting you know what's really going on in your energy field. I'm getting this really big idea that it's kind of like you've been protected to the point that you may not even have noticed the extent to which you were being bombarded. That card did want to come out. Bombarded by these energies. But once you decide and you make this this shift, in other words, you change your behaviors, your patterns, but it's really just you on a deeper subconscious level saying, okay, ready to change. And then once you do that, it's like Spirit arranges for you to have eye-opening responses, is what I'm getting, eye-opening experiences that are going to show you the real caliber, and I'm getting low caliber, to be honest, of whoever or whatever it is that you've been entertaining. But it's almost like you've made the shift and you're still going to be protected because you're just at this higher energy, so it won't be able to affect you, whoever this person is or whatever the situation is. But it's like a little bit of a gift, because spirit gets to show you, or you get to glimpse, like, oh my god, that's what I was a part of. Now what would that look like in the third, I mean in this physical dimension? Well, simply a quick example, which is most likely not your example, but a quick example is, let's say you ended up getting a job working at a car wash. Random, or is it, right? Maybe this is somebody's story, I don't know. You ended up getting a job working at the car wash around October and around Halloween time, right? And around that time the energies are just a little, that's another story for another day, but anyway. And you didn't realize it, but you didn't really like working at the car wash. It was, a lot of the people there were just really, unscrupulous, or they were stealing each other's tips, or they were just lowbrow, or maybe the management wasn't good, or maybe energetically it was just not a safe place, or just whatever it was. You just didn't feel right, and you didn't realize it because you were in the middle of it. And then all of a sudden you're praying, you're like, oh God, I want to really change my life. Not necessarily even because of the car wash. Maybe you just see a commercial and you're like, oh, that person's living a good life. Why am I not living a good life? And then you just pray and you get on with your day, and next thing, another job opens up somewhere, and then you end up getting that other job. I'm just seeing, like, working at a supermarket, for example. Again, this is maybe somebody's story, because where are these examples coming from, right? But so you get this opportunity to work at a supermarket across town, and you end up taking it, and now you're in this brand new, that would be the paradigm shift, you're in this brand new situation where you're like, whoa, the employees here are so professional. People are showing up late and they're accounting for it. They're calling ahead of time. They're arranging their own replacements. People, the boss talks to me with respect on my name. The people who came after me or are younger than me, even if they were here before, they're treating me with respect. The customers are seeing me as a human being. I'm not just some person who's working here. They're asking about my kids. I'm laughing during the day at my job, like, oh my God, I never knew I could have this much fun working at a supermarket. And that's when you realize, what was I in before? That's just one small example of that situation. Spirit is saying it was divinely orchestrated for you to struggle a bit so that you can appreciate being able to advance yourself. You see? So advancing yourself is what's going to be happening here when you make that decision from on the inside to really have a change in your circumstances. So amen. Yay. Kudos to you. Yeah, right? It's like almost like you're saying, okay, God, I'm ready for something new. I'll take it. You're ready for something new. They're ready for something new. They're ready for something new. And then they send this light down, and you just follow it, and then boom, everything is made clear. That's a beautiful energy to be in, Gemini, or whoever you are. Okay, so I'm just seeing, yeah, it's like a change in your circumstances. What is this? Okay, yeah. Oh my God, look at this, escaping the tower. Look at that. And again, this tower isn't even a tower like, oh my God, it's going to fall and you're in it. No, this is about her enjoying that tower, or just being in that tower with these fake wings tied there. And then she doesn't realize until she's actually flying with some, with some energy wings and stuff. And the whole world is big outside. She's like, what was I doing in there? And so that's just summarizing exactly what Spirit was just saying. God is good. I love when they summarize with a card. Then I'm like, okay, so there is a car wash and there is a supermarket. Oh. This card, I knew this card would come out. Yeah, so look, it's like here she is. She's saying, don't doubt. It says, don't doubt your worth. And I feel like that's the issue. A lot of you guys, Gemini or whoever you are, if this reading is for you, a lot of the problem that you were having is that you were not assessing. Wait, let me see where it is. No, it wants to be like this. Wait. Okay, yes, thank you. Like this. You were not assessing what you were in. You weren't assessing your value, your worth. What does this say actually say? It's time for healing, not war. Look at this. But it's in the reverse. I love it. You see? But you see what it's kind of actually, it's in the reverse, so we're like, yeah, we love it, it's in the reverse, it's not so bleak. But actually, I feel like maybe I would have preferred it like this, because here she's actually looking around and she's realizing that this don't feel right. That's what she's saying in her head. But in the reverse, that's exactly what I was just saying to you. You are making this home somewhere, or this job at the car wash, or just whatever, and not realizing, or being in relationship, right? Not realizing, here you are building and doing that stuff, but not realizing that your dreams were too small. Your dreams were too small, and you were living under stress, and you didn't recognize it. Okay, you didn't recognize it. Okay, this card. What are you? Remember to practice self-love. So Spirit is bringing us to this card. This is the lesson card. The lesson here that you learn after that, of course, we want to say is don't think small. But actually, the lesson is when you come from a place of self-love and self-compassion, it's just that much easier to spot when something is not good for you. Now, this could be about relationships, like, okay, I've sent this person this message or this text, and well, they didn't get back to me, and in this day and age, I know we all expect everybody to get back to each other like yesterday, right? But, it's one of the new etiquettes of this time period. At least, say, hey, I saw your message. Especially if you like the person and they know you like them. If somebody likes you, they kind of have a responsibility to take care of your heart. That's my opinion, personally. You guys, you know me. But my point is that if you like somebody and you're doing those things, you're trying to, make a connection with them, but they're not responding, and, you keep like harboring on it, you're trying, that's just not a place of self-love. We've all done it. Some of us are doing it right now, and so what Spirit is trying to say is, if you can get to a place where you love yourself enough and you have a standard, and it's just like, what, I really like this guy, or I really like this girl, but they're just not honoring me. They're not showing up the way that I wanted them to show up. And don't be, what is this? It wants to turn upside down. Okay. Don't be afraid to say something to yourself like, oh man, well, that's a bummer. I really had better hopes for this person, right? I really had hopes that this person was going to show up for me, and I'm bummed that they're not. Well, I guess they're not my person. You have to have that expectation, that underlying expectation that, hey, if this is my person, then they'll do this. They won't breadcrumb me. They'll be happy to see me. They'll be, take action on me. And then you have to be willing to be in that neutral place, like, oh, well, that's a bummer. Didn't turn out that way. I thought it was going to, but I'm so bummed that they didn't do it. Well, that sucks, because we could have had a lot of fun. That's a different energy altogether. Then what's wrong with me? Why aren't they responding? Why is it always like this? I never have love. And, and it's a subtle shift. Slay them all. Look at this. This is a tower. Slay them all. Excuse me, guys. So Spirit is referring to this situation here that you were, excuse me, keeping yourself in too small of a situation, or too uncomfortable of a situation, and you weren't able to recognize it. Now, the reason why this is coming in reversed with the life path card is because they're saying, this is not a moment where they're asking you to go back in and slay all your demons and do all this. They're like, no, accept it for what it is. It was an opportunity for learning along your life path. In fact, here's the confirmation. Something lovely will grow from this. And it's like she's no longer in the tower, right? And she's not returning to the tower to understand it and to look in and do all that. It's just take what you have, and understand that the experience was what you went in for. And I have a feeling that is going to touch quite a few people's minds at that moment, because I'm getting a little bit of a aha moment from some of you there. Okay, let's take a look. So they are saying that there is to be, first of all, if you were going through all of that, they're going to give you a little bit of a time to rest. This is Four of Swords energy, relax, dream, play. A lot of you may find yourself in that moment right now where you're like, oh my God, I'm just able to relax. Like it just happens to be where like I just have time for myself, or, you know, people are canceling on me, giving me this extra time, or I have extra money to play with, or wow, I can actually play the piano again because I have time. So it's almost like Spirit is like, okay, rest after that whole situation where you were settling and you didn't realize it. Take a rest. However, there is something again to be learned here. So Spirit is asking while you're resting, not to do this big time retrospection, but definitely to consider, what exactly was I moving to? What was the beat that I was moving to that allowed me to feel so comfortable in this situation with this person, or at this job, or living in this home, and that I didn't even realize it? Why was I, in other words, this is the higher question, why was I subjecting myself? There's agency in there, okay? Why was I subjecting myself to this standard of experience and this standard of living for so long, or at all? And so just, you know, play around with that in your mind as you're there. And at the same time, getting this idea, yes, be honest with yourself, and also keep it inside. And I don't say keep it inside because there's this idea that, oh, never talk about your problems. But it's almost like it's self-reflection. It's called self-reflection for a reason, you know? Just, again, not to make it this big point of discussion that you have to delve into, journal about, you have to do art about to release it. And it's not all that, is what they're saying. This is about resting right now and saying, God, what was I thinking? What was it that I was actually aligning with? Because I wasn't aligning with my joy, and I wasn't aligning with my comfort, and I wasn't aligning with my highest good. So what was I, unbeknownst to me, aligning with that took me out of a place of awareness enough for me to be there? Okay, escapist, come home to yourself. This is the reflection, right? But what was I doing, right? Was I escaping my reality? And if so, how? What was taking up my time, right? So anyway, see, and there it is again. There's this idea of just being with you, self-reflection. You don't need someone else to fix you. You can fix you, right? And here's the other one about resting. Unplug and relax for a spell. Okay. And it's interesting because it also says tower, but it's not this tower that things are going to fall. It's this soft tower that's not going to fall. It's an embodied experience where you're like, oh my God, I had actually built a tower that could have been, that could have fallen or could have whatever under other circumstances. Well, that's a bullet dodged. Let me think about it for a second. And that's it. Here at the bottom of the deck, we have feast. Yeah. Slow down and celebrate yourself. Now, guys, you know me with my Taurus moon. I am always down to feast. More of the feasting and less the self-celebration. But, go ahead and add the celebrating yourself while you guys are at it. So this card is telling us, hey, we all make mistakes. Hey, we all find ourselves in certain circumstances. But again, it's all about trying to understand, what was that? What's up with that? All right, so let's go ahead and pull some of these cards for you guys, because I also feel the introduction of some new energies coming in. So we have some shift that's happening for you. We have some moments where they're asking you to rest in January. I keep wanting to say in the middle of July. Rest in January. But I'm feeling some other energies as well. So let's go ahead and see. Yeah, okay. What's that? Foresight. Yeah, we just let's go ahead and see what other energies. Spontaneity. Okay. So what I'm seeing right now is that some of you may be really blocked from seeing what's coming up next for you, and there's a reason why. So whether it's like, what's my next relationship, or what's my next move, or where am I gonna move next, or who am I gonna hang out with next, it's almost like Spirit is like, stay in your lane, stay focused on the right now. We're blocking it from you. It's going to happen spontaneously. So if you have any Virgo placements, please, I have Virgo rising, so I get it. If you have any Virgo rising or any type of Virgo placement or Capricorn placement, please chill. Patience. You know why? Because they're saying if we were to show you what was coming up next, you wouldn't even be able to comprehend it anyway. Dang, Spirit dragging us all on this call. But, you know, that's cool. We're cool. And they're saying fragmented. The reason why we won't be able to understand it is because, number one, you've got to pull yourself together again. Like, hello, right? Pull yourself together. Next reason is because all the elements may not be fully in places yet. Decisions still have to be made. You're not the only person involved in your future. So other people in other places are going through their own decision points in life, and so therefore this is about needing to wait for all of you guys to come together. Confirmation, as I said, needing to wait for all of you guys to come together. I see an issue of family unity. So for some of you, you may be separated, or members of your family may be in different places, and so I'm just seeing that there will come a time when you all come together again. I'm seeing like 3 different locations, but there will be a time when you all come together again. There's the message card, right? But they're also confirming a lot of it, not all of it, no. They're confirming all that they just said. So, oh my gosh, what time is it? Guidance, there's that double confirmation. Affirmation, let's make wishes. So this is a really nice reading, to be honest, Gemini. I keep wanting to say Taurus, but Gemini, okay? Anyway, gems, love you. If you like a personal reading with me, definitely feel free. Just remember, again, God is good, and at this time I do have a wait list that can take up to 2 weeks to gently and lovingly be cleared out. And so either way, you know if I'm your reader or not. But until then, God bless you. Bye.